Good evening, InfoWarriors. This is Yon Abrahamson with InfoWars.com. As you can see, my credits are across the screen. Go ahead and take a look at them if you please. Tonight we're going to be talking about veterans' benefits. Now, of course, we all agree that veterans are the most worthy to receive taxpayer dollars and benefits from us. Of course, they've defended us, they've helped us, and even in the cases where government has more or less forced them or ordered them to do wrong, in our own personal opinions, they've gone ahead and done them, sometimes against their own wills, as we've seen through the fact that they have more support for Ron Paul than any other candidate. And thus they obviously don't believe in these foreign entanglements that we so flagrantly proliferate. However, it seems like when they come home and they're veterans, we seem to want to stuff them full of drugs and tell them that they deserve these kind of benefits, and a benefit over here for their health and nutrition, and a benefit over here for this, and a benefit over there for that. However, if we really actually looked at our veteran spending, and we wanted to actually make our veteran spending make some sense, what we'd really have to do is let our veterans spend their own money. Okay? I mean, think about it. It's like, if a veteran is sick, then they get more money than a veteran who's healthy. And so then we'll go ahead and send this money over to this veteran. So thus we're encouraging our veterans to either say they're sick or be sick. All right? And what we should really do is tell our veterans, hey, look, when you go to war for this amount of time, or you do this amount of service, or you've done this, or whatever kind of standards we come up with, let's have them be standards, rather than one person gets more money than the next, or this person gets less money than the other. How about we just say, hey, look, every dollar could be allocated to individuals for what they want. I don't care if it's medical, dental, let's say it's housing, food, recreation. I don't care if you want to blow it, borrow it, invest it, save it. I don't care. You name it. However you want to spend the money. How about we give these individuals, they're not just military drones. It's not like we just made a machine and we need to fuel it. How about we just give them the money that we have allocated for them, and we decide, hey, look, these military individuals deserve this amount of money, and so we'll give it to them to spend it how they want. If they want to spend it on health care, spend it on health care. If they want to spend it on this, spend it on that. If they want to spend it on having fun, have fun. If they want to spend it on investing and creating a large number of capital for their children, let them do that. And then some people would say, well, what if some of them spend it stupidly? Who are you to say that they can spend it stupidly? What, are you smarter than they are? How about you go out on the front lines, you risk your own life, you risk dying, and then you come back and decide whether or not you want to have fun with your money, and whether or not you want to invest it in the market. That's going to fail anyways. Okay? I mean, the fact of the matter is that right now, the way that we have our military veterans set up is that we have their entire retirement fund set up in Wall Street. Who does that benefit? Does that benefit our military personnel? Well, if it does, well, then we could argue, let them decide how to risk their benefits. But if it doesn't, well, then it would only make sense for us to decide how they risk their benefits. Think about it. If I go out and I work and I earn an income, and somebody tells me after you're done earning your income, I'm going to give you a certain amount of retirement, and I'm going to spend it on this or that, that's their business. If I work for Walmart and they say I'm going to set you up with a 401k, that's their business. I can't tell them, you don't have a right to set me up with a 401k. Okay? But if I work for the military which means I work for the government, which is set up by the people, for supposedly for the people. And then they want to come along and tell me that I have to have my retirement set up in the VA? I challenge you American people to find me 5 people randomly in a row who are satisfied with VA service. Because I promise you it'll never happen. As a matter of fact, I've never met one veteran who is satisfied with VA service. I know dozens of veterans. I don't know one who is satisfied with VA service. VA service aside, how about pensions? All right, I happen to know one veteran, just one, who was discharged after 29 years of service. Why 29? What a strange number. Well, because 30 years would have given him a higher retirement rate. They can't afford that. So they want to go ahead and fire him at 29. Why didn't they fire him at 28? He was no different from 25 years in service to 29 years in service, but they waited until he was over 29 years in service to discharge him dishonorably and give him only the 20-year retirement pension. Okay? Now this is the way that we treat our soldiers. So any soldiers who are out there who think that your military is trying to take care of you or that they'll take care of you when you're done, how about you go and talk to your retired service members? I'm not talking about your retired generals and your sergeants, okay? I'm talking about members like yourself. Go out and have a conversation with them and ask them, how is it that they treat us when we're done? Because I'll tell you what I've heard. What I've heard is that they want to chock you full of psychotropic medications so that nobody will really actually take anything that you say seriously. And when that's all over, you just die. They'll tell you, hey, it's recommended that you don't take alcohol with this drug, when other people who are taking the same drug in the private market are told that it's illegal for them to take alcohol with that drug, such as Xanax. I happen to know people personally who are not allowed to take alcohol because they're on Xanax, and I happen to know people who are allowed to take alcohol and take Xanax and are military veterans, or a military veteran, I should say. In other words, what I'm saying is that what they really want to do is they want to silence the military veterans so that they can't tell you what's really going on overseas. And they want to be able to make people believe that they're helping the veterans when they're really destroying them so that they can't help society in the long run by telling them exactly what the government's doing to them.